Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the RotoBaller Radio Fantasy Baseball Waiver Wire Series. I'm your host, Anthony Aniano. Happy to be with you here today as we take a look at some hitters available on the waiver wire for Week 18 of your fantasy baseball season. The week beginning Monday, August 8th. Full disclosure, recording this the morning of Saturday, August 6th, before the MLB games start for the day. So obviously, any stats I throw at you could change a little bit between now and when your waiver wires run, okay? As always, Yahoo roster percentages is what I use as my starting point. Try to keep it at or below 40%. And guys, don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com right now. Sign up now for any of the premium passes. Baseball down the stretch, MMA, esports, NASCAR, PGA, sports, betting, you name it. DFS all season long. rotoballer.com has it for you. And you win big right now by signing up for that NFL Premium Pass. RotoBaller's Premium Draft Kit includes 15 exclusive tools, including the new Team Sync platform. Import your fantasy teams, sync your leagues, and get custom advice. Get customized rankings, projections, and cheat sheets for all formats. For a limited time, get your NFL Premium Pass for 50% off, and then use my code ACES for an additional 10% off. Visit rotoballer.com. Start rotoballing like a boss. So guys, don't forget, like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Make sure you check out all the fantasy baseball stuff, my waiver wire series each and every week, my ADP analysis for each and every position leading up to the start of the NFL season. And then at that point, I'll start talking waiver wire with you each and every week. All right. As always, I throw a couple of catchers at you. Now, I took two catchers today. One for immediate help, and one maybe if you want to plan for a few weeks down the road, purely speculative. Okay, the immediate help right now, red hot, is an all-star actually, but an all-star who is not regularly rostered in fantasy, and that's Jose Trevino of the New York Yankees. Only 19% rostered. Surprised me a little bit because you basically got a catcher getting every day at bats. All right, 19% rostered, 265 on the year, 10 homers, 34 RBIs, career 251 hitter. We know exceptional defensive player, comes over to the Yankees, wins the everyday job, and makes the All-Star team this year. Now, as far as fantasy production, over the last 14 days has been hot. 3 homers, 6 RBIs with a 367 batting average. So if you're burning and churning through catchers, Jose Trevino might be the next one you want to get on your roster. Hits in the bottom, at the bottom of that Yankee lineup, 7, 8, 9. But again, that Yankee lineup runs 1 through 9, plenty of RBI opportunities for Trevino, and less than 20% roster. Now, if you're like me and you're saying, I got a decent catcher, right? I have Travis d'Arnaud, I have Adley Rutschman, I have some Keibert Ruiz, but I'm thinking a couple of weeks, the rumor mill is churning, September call-ups. Mets didn't make a big move at the trading deadline. Vogelbach has been good. We'll talk about him in a minute. Tyler Naquin, Darren Ruff. We know what the Mets did or didn't do, whatever your perspective is on it. But the one person they didn't want to give up in Juan Soto or any other trade is their catching prospect, Francisco Alvarez, the number 1 ranked prospect in all of MLB. Now, Dynasty formats, he's already on rosters. We know that. However, based on Yahoo redraft seasonal rankings, percentages, Francisco Alvarez sits at 8%. 8 percentage point. Symbol. 8% rostered. He's the number 1 ranked prospect in MLB. All of baseball. The Mets number 1 and baseballs. Now, at AA this year, he had 277. Currently at AAA, he's hitting 191. So you say, Anthony, maybe he's not ready. However, after a rough adjustment, he has now hit, since July 27th, in 8 of 9 games at the AAA level. He has combined between the 2 stops for 23 home runs, 18 at the AA level, 5 now since his recall to AAA, 63 combined RBIs. Now, on-base percentage for both stops, double and AAA this year, is at 364. His AA OPS was 922. His AAA OPS is 830. Both very good numbers, especially for a catcher. The question becomes, with Francisco Alvarez, is he good defensively to take over a pitching staff in middle towards the end of August? I'll say end of August. Okay, kind of see like that roster call-up potentially 2 or 3 days before the August 31st deadline for players eligible in the postseason. because the Mets would want his bat in the postseason, I do believe. Okay? Mets get no production offensively behind the plate. Nito, James McCann, they just don't get any. So Alvarez is sitting there on the waiver wire in 92% of Yahoo leagues. If he gets called up, he will get called up to start. Now, to go back to what I said about his defense, he was the number 1 ranked catcher. Number 5 ranked catcher in pitch framing at the Double-A level this season. So he's not terrible defensively. The question becomes, how does he handle Scherzer? How does he handle DeGrom, Bassett, Walker, and Carrasco, a veteran pitching staff? That would be the concern, I would think, with the Mets front office. But at some point, Alvarez has to get called up. That bat is going to be needed come the postseason for the Mets. And right now, he's worth rostering, even for a September push, if you're close and need some production from behind the plate. Okay? Now, corner and field options. A couple of players available who can help provide some both batting average or some pop. All right, Luis Renfroe of the Los Angeles Angels. Now, I love this type of player in a daily format because he's eligible everywhere. Second base, shortstop, third base, outfield. Okay, 22% rostered. Like I said, second, short, third, outfield. Oh, obviously then corner or middle as well. Plays everywhere in your fantasy lineup. Hitting .281 on the season with 5 home runs, 5 stolen bases, 23 RBIs, 22 runs scored. Hitting third for the Angels. Over the last 14 days, Renfroe is hitting .365. So we're going to hop back with 8 RBIs. No home runs, but does have 2 stolen bases over those last 14 days. If you need that guy in a daily lineup setting who can play anywhere, okay, Renfroe is the guy for you for the Los Angeles Angels. Now, if you're looking for a little more power out of the corner infield spot, take a look at Seth Brown of the Oakland Athletics. First base, outfield eligible. Makes him corner infield as well. Hitting 4th for the A's. 27% rostered. Now, on the season, he's hitting .236 with 16 home runs and 8 stolen bases. You got a guy on the waiver wire who, by the time it's all said and done, should give you double-double. 20-plus homers, 10-plus steals potentially for Seth Brown. Okay, last season, he only hit .214, but he did hit 20 home runs, 48 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. Over the last 14 days, he's hitting .348 with 4 of his 16 homers, 5 RBIs, a stolen base, and 4 runs scored. I just added him in a league with my co-host on Sirius, Josh Hayes, that I'm in first place by over 20 points, but I added him because he gives me another corner infield option. I had Eduardo Escobar for a while. He's kind of playing on the weak side of a platoon now, though, with Luis Guillorme. I added Candelario of Detroit, who I talked about here last week, and now I've added Seth Brown. I will run the hot hand there at the corner infield spot between Candelario and Seth Brown, potentially, for the rest of this season. Only 27% rostered. And finally, if you're looking for streaky power, okay, take a look at Big Daddy, Danny Vogelbach, now of the Mets, on the strong side of a platoon with Darren Ruff at the DH position for the Mets. Now, he's only 6% rostered. Dan Vogelbach is a guy who can just bang the ball over the fence. Terrific guy, walks a ton, hits a ton of homers. Okay, he's Joey Gallo with a little bit better batting average. That's what he is. Okay, he's not hitting 162. Dan Vogelbach is hitting .238 now with 14 homers, 39 RBIs, 29 runs scored. Hitting 5th for that Met lineup. Lindor, Alonso, Vogelbach hitting 5th in an opportunity to drive in runs. Now, he's got a .338 on base percentage on the year and a .769 OPS. It's a guy in 2019 who did hit 30 homers. Just barely hit over 200 that year, though. Currently, over the last 14 days, hitting .313, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Now, Vogelbach himself just said it. I hit my homers in bunches. Well, he's got 2 of those 2 homers over the last 3 days. So he could be on the verge of a little upswing. Add him, get some power out of him this week. Daily lineup setting when he plays. He's not going to play against the lefty. Darren Ruff is going to DH against the lefty. But he does provide you nice on-base percentage, the ability to drive in runs, and we know the ability to bang the ball over the fence. Now, middle infield options. A couple of players I've mentioned in the past. Jose Iglesias of Colorado. He's going to help you in one category. That's batting average. But the batting average is off the charts right now. Second base, shortstop eligible, makes him middle infield eligible, hitting 2nd for the Rockies. 22% rostered. On the season, hitting .312 with a .353 on base percentage. 3 homers, 40 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Not really helping there. Helping in that batting average. Okay, over the last 14 days, Iglesias is hitting .377 with 10 runs scored. Okay, also helping in batting average at the middle infield position, Luis Garcia of the Washington Nationals, hitting .297 on the year, 4 homers, 25 RBIs, 18 runs scored, and a stolen base. Also hitting second for the Nats. Okay, less roster percentage than Iglesias, though. Iglesias 22%, Luis Garcia at 7% rostered. Over the last 14 days, Luis Garcia is hitting .326, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Similar batting average profile, a little more pop potentially, though, with Luis Garcia. And again, only 7% rostered compared to Iglesias' 22%. Now, finally, and I'm surprised I'm mentioning him, but I feel I need to, okay? Some of you are going to come at me and I can't believe you mentioned this guy. I love the YouTube comments. Nonetheless, here's the deal, okay? We project. And to me, the news in Philadelphia that they cut Didi Gregorius opens up more playing time for rookie Bryson Stott, second base shortstop eligible. One of their top prospects coming into the year. Now, I get it. He's done nothing. He's done nothing this year. He's been disappointing. 195, 7 homers, 32 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, hitting 7th or 8th, and on the right side of a platoon with Edmundo Sosa. Now, don't get crazy over Sosa. He's hitting 189 on the year, okay? Bryson Stott, though, is 234. Nothing to get excited about. I get it over the last 14. 6 RBIs, 1 home run. Philadelphia is going for this. They're trying to make a wild card. Maybe a division. That's going to be tougher with 2 teams ahead of them. However, so, they went and they got Robertson. They got Syndergaard. They're hoping to get Bryce Harper back. They move on from Didi. Basically, in my opinion, giving this job to Bryson Stott. And same thing at third base. Once they handed the job to Alec Bohm, Bohm ran with it. And he's having a nice season. So Bryson Stott now has a shot to win that shortstop job down the stretch. We see what he does. If you're desperate for middle infield, or you have depth on your bench to add a middle infield for a hot bat, a young player who's hitting 7th or 8th in that Philly lineup, Bryson Stott is available. Maybe I just want him because I want, as an ode to The Office, name my team Stotts Tots. All right, finally, a couple of outfielders available on the waiver wire. 1 for power, 1 for speed. If you need power, Randall Grichuk is doing what Randall Grichuk does, which swings as be streaky and currently on the upswing of a streak. 36% rostered. Over the last 14 days, Grichuk is hitting .306, 2 homers, 12 RBIs, hitting 5th in that Colorado lineup. Okay, .256 on the year with 11 home runs. Disappointing, to be honest, with all the years he had of 20 home runs. We thought 20 was going to be a shoo-in for him playing Colorado. Doubtful that he hits 9 home runs down the stretch, but if he does, this waiver wire ad definitely then pays off. If you need a 5th outfielder, a utility bat who's swinging out bat, Grichuk is available. Like I said, 36% rostered. And finally, if you need speed out of an outfield spot, Victor Robles of the Washington Nationals, again, being given every opportunity to be the leadoff hitter for the Nationals of the future. Okay, 233 on the season, 4 homers, 26 RBIs, 36 runs scored. He does have 13 stolen bases, so that is where his big help is coming with you down the stretch. Over the last 14 days, he has 3 of those 13 steals while hitting .250, has thrown in 2 home runs. He's only 4% rostered right now on Yahoo. Catcher for today, Trevino, future, Alvarez. Corner infield, batting average, Renfroe of the Angels, low power, Seth Brown, Vogelbach. Middle infield, batting average, Iglesias, Luis Garcia. Upside of Bryson Stott. Outfield, power, Grichuk. Speed, Victor Robles. All right, everybody. Give me a follow on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy. Make sure you head over to rotoballer.com. Sign up today for that NFL Premium Pass. 50% off. Then get an additional 10% using the promo code ACES. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Make sure you check out the Pitcher Waiver Wire video. And make sure you download the RotoBaller app. All the great content you get at rotoballer.com right there on your phone. All right, everybody. We will see you next time. Good luck. Have a good one, folks.